It's World Geography Wednesday. It's like Taco Tuesday, but better. And today, we're gonna learn about Brazil. We actually lived in Brazil for over a year. Our apartment was in downtown Rio de Janeiro, and we could see Sugarloaf Mountain from my daughter's window. I took pictures of graffiti, walking around the streets of Rio, and had it printed on canvas when I moved here. We love the beach, the rainforest, the mountains. I'm so excited we're doing Brazil today. First, I'm going to share with you some fun facts about Brazil. Then I'll recommend some Brazilian books and videos. And finally, I'll show you how to make feijoada, a delicious black bean stew. My son actually can't eat beans, but it's so good, I'm sure he'll be fine.
What did you say?
Nothing, honey. Okay, as promised, here are some fun facts about Brazil. Brazil is home to Snake Island, one of the most dangerous places in the world. The Brazilian tribe Ticuna is the largest community in the Amazon. There are almost 36,000 Ticuna people. Christ the Redeemer is the most famous landmark in Brazil. It sits on Corcovado Mountain in Rio de Janeiro. Brazil is the largest Portuguese-speaking country in the world. The most popular holiday in Brazil is Carnival. Samba dancers in the parades are the stars of the show. Bonus fact, Brazil has been the world's largest coffee producer for 150 years. To learn more, the YouTube channel Learning Tale has a terrific video called Brazil for Kids, an amazing and quick guide to Brazil. Also, Nat Geo Wild has a great video on Snake Island. I've put a link to both of these in the description box below. Just for fun, you could read The Parrot Tico Tango by Anna Witt. Also, Afternoon on the Amazon by Mary Pope Osborne.
I'm giving Barbie a Brazilian blow. What does it look like I'm doing?
Okay. Do you know the capital of Brazil?
Brasilia.
All right, now I'm going to show you how to make feijoada, the national dish of Brazil. Brazil is actually divided into 26 states. We lived in Rio de Janeiro, which means January River. Do we need to talk about the bikini? I feel like Brazilian bikini is just it's a no-brainer, right? Feijoada is a black bean stew made with a mix of dried, smoked, and fresh meats. Usually pork, but you could also add beef like carne seca. Here's a screenshot of everything you need. All right, let's get into it. Put your dried beans into a heat-proof container and cover it with boiling water. It'll soak while you prep all your ingredients. Give your vegetables a rough chop. This stew will cook for so long, their size doesn't really matter. Now, there are entire videos made by chefs on the proper way to cut an onion. This is how I was taught, and it's really easy. Think of these cuts as spokes on a wheel. Cut it all the way around, then drag the cutting board to the edge of the counter so you can hold your knife level. Then make horizontal slices all the way up. Trim the top, and that's it. Trim the ends off the celery and slice it lengthwise. Then chop. Your bell pepper, just cut it away from the core. Cut it into slices and give it a rough chop. The sausage, just cut it into bite-sized slices, about 1/2 inch thick. For the ham hocks, you want to cut off the thick, rubbery skin. It's not really edible and it's gross. It's pretty easy to peel, just use a knife to help it along if it gets stuck. Once it's skinned, I use the whole hock, bones and all. The pork roast, you want to cut it into thick slices, trim off any excess fat, and cut it into chunks. Once you've cut up your pork, it's time to brown it. Just add it to a hot pot. Mine has a little bit of bacon fat in it. Season it really well. Add garlic. And let it brown for about 10 minutes. Once it's browned, take it out and set it aside. Then add all your chopped vegetables. Season your vegetables and add a little water to deglaze the bottom of the pot. Let the veggies simmer on medium-high for about 10 minutes. Then add the roast back in. Add the rest of your meat. And cover it with water. If you don't have an electric kettle, please do yourself a favor and get one. It boils water quickly without taking up a burner, and it's super easy to pour from. Then add 2 bay leaves and let it simmer. Now while that simmers for an hour, go ahead and make yourself a cup of tea. I ended up taking out one of the ham hocks because I think it was too much. I'm using it to make my son a stew without beans since he can't eat them. Now you can go ahead and drain your beans. And give them a really good rinse. When your beans are drained and rinsed, they're ready to add to your meat stew. Gently scoop them in. Try not to splash on you. I'm glad I took one of those ham hocks out of the pot, or it might not have all fit. Cover it with a little bit more water. And give it a good stir. And now we let it simmer for 1 more hour. I forgot to cover it and lower the heat to medium-low. All right, at this point, the last thing you have to add is a can of diced tomatoes. Give it a good stir. Oh, this smells amazing. And now we just let it cook until the meat falls off the bone on those ham hocks. So at least 2 hours, possibly 3. It's a labor of love. This is it. The meat has officially fallen off the bone. Just add a little more water if you need it. Then add your chopped cilantro and green onions. And take out whatever bones you can. Start to finish, this took 4 hours to cook, which isn't bad since you don't have to watch it too closely. That's it. It's done. Yay! All right, I've plated some up over rice, which is how it's served in Brazil, feijoada e arroz. And now let's dig in and see if it's worth the hype. If it smells anything to go by, I would say yes, it is. It's delicious. Well done, Brazil. I hope you enjoyed this episode of World Geography Wednesday in Brazil. If you're interested in the full Brazilian menu, check out my blog. In it, I've posted a recipe on chocolate brigadeiros. They're delicious, and they're easy for your kids to make. Hope to see you next week. Bye!